Hi, good morning, everybody. We'll be live here in a second. We'll get everybody notified from Facebook. Got a little bit to chit chat about. And yeah, cue the Elsa comments. Do you want to build a hurricane? Let it go. Keisha, well, you guys might be just a little to the north. We'll talk about that here, all these different plans. Hey, John on Twitter, I don't know, they used to use Periscope. I guess I could link it. That's probably a good idea. Maybe I should start linking these to Twitter, because we have a lot of people over there on Instagram. I can at least, I should just link to YouTube. That's probably what I should do. So, alright, good morning. Let's put on the old camera. I'll say hi to everybody real quick. Boom, boom. See how bad I look today. Webcam, alright. So we are not home. We are in Lake Wales, Florida. Camping. And, had to bring the studio with us live so we could do live. So we'll try to make do here. We're streaming. We did a couple lives already. So far the internet's been really good here. Had to run to Walmart yesterday, buy a bunch of goodies so we could do this. I wasn't planning on it. Don't ever listen to a weather guy like me, because I thought we'd be I thought we'd have a quiet week, and since then we've had Invest 95, we had Danny, and now we got Elsa, all in like a couple days. So we'll give another minute here. Facebook takes a while to get everybody notified that we're live. Big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, located here in Florida. Big supporters of our Drunk Donkey Nation. And yes, we did our live last night, and I did do some red, white, and blue something, Smirnoff or something. I was drinking to the fourth. But listen, I'm Mike here. Listen, so the website's been around since 2004. I've been streaming live on Facebook since 2009. I'm not a real meteorologist. I'm a blogger. So always trust National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center. First and foremost, don't take anything I have to say to heart, except when I tell you to buy, you know, good beer like Hurricane Hunter beer. Alright, so let's talk tropics now. Since we're in like a pretty significant tropic week, we're not, well, that didn't go like planned. Since we had something significant to talk about, I won't have as much time to read the lives. We do these lives all the time, and we have a lot of great supporters, so I'm not ignoring everybody. Just know that I get right into the, you know, showing all the graphs and models, and I don't have a chance to read all the comments. So, but yeah, thank you, LD there, Hunsinger, appreciate that. Yep. Hey, we have a lot of fun through the year, as you know. So I don't care giving up vacation for this. The girls are still having a good time. So apparently Shelly says we're getting a duck tomorrow. I don't know. Audio is delayed. It could be. You might just want to log out and log back in, maybe. But anyway, all right, here we go. Here's what we got. Tropics. I've been posting all morning, but let's just show you the nitty gritty here real quick. So here's what we got. We got Tropical Storm Elsa, and it's moving along fast at 25 miles an hour. Why is it moving so fast? I put this little graphic here a little bit ago, but I'll show it again. We have a strong high pressure system here over the right. It's parked right underneath this strong high pressure system over the Atlantic, and it's fascinating to watch this kind of stuff. But high pressures spin clockwise, and really accelerating our system. the upper level winds pushing along Elsa, and that's why we got 25-mile-an-hour winds. So it takes time for systems to develop. Sometimes that's a little too fast for them to develop. However, once it gets into this area here, the influence from that strong high pressure is going to be less. We have a weekend front coming down. Talked a lot about this last night. It's still panning out, but we have a weekend front coming into play. Kind of rare for July, and it's going to allow our system to slow down a little bit, and it's going to start that turn. And that's the question: where's it going to turn? So it's kind of a late season setup here, as we got a front coming in, picking up our system, pulling it north, curving it. So that's why that's happening. The big question we're going to go over a lot is land interaction, and Jamaica, Cuba, Hispaniola are definitely watching this down the road. A path underneath Hispaniola will allow our system to maintain a little stronger and possibly be a bigger threat down the road for somebody here on both sides of Florida. So those are big unknowns right now. So I'm gonna try to be good and close windows, as I don't want to lose my internet here. So let's leave this one up. Let me slow down a little bit, see what you guys are saying. Thanks for all the stars. Yep, Jenny, a lot of Texas folks. Here is the ocean heat content. All right, and I do have coffee. Cheers. Last night was beer. This morning's coffee. All right, so there's plenty of hot water down here. It's important to note. You know, a lot of people think it's still too early in the season. It's not. We have a pretty good pool of warm hot water in the Caribbean. So you know, a path to the south definitely is going to feed off of this, and you know, have it maybe intensify. You know, allowing it to become a little more stronger than what the NHC is showing. So that's just important to note. We definitely have warm waters cooking. Another thing we got is this land interaction. So that's Hispaniola, and over the years you've seen a lot of systems die over Hispaniola, the high mountains of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. We've also seen crazy setups too over the years, where a storm actually cut the path. So this area is very tricky to forecast, and with our approaching front this weekend, our high pressure is going to be weakened and moving on out a little bit. So we're gonna have this little window here of a curve, and that's what we're watching. So the high pressure is strong, but it's also going to be influenced here by this weekend front, a rare weekend front. Let me pull it up. So this is your long-range surface charts, and they get updated all the time. But you can see front. This is Sunday. There's our front left over hanging around. There it is, Sunday. And here it is Monday, still there. All right. And there's our system popping in. So that's going to allow, you know, a turn northward. And you know, take it for what it's worth. You know, we got an L on the Florida West Coast. Timing would be Tuesday. So everybody asks about timing. Let me go back here. Let's show another very important graphic. It seems like the number one question everybody has is timing. So let's just leave this one up here as I slow down, drink some coffee. Maybe you can read it. Yeah, it comes in good. Look at that. So these are your earliest reasonable time you can start getting squall lines. This isn't the center of the storm. This is when you can start experiencing tropical storm force winds, squall lines. So again, we talked about it a couple days ago, but look, the Keys Sunday 8 p.m. So we got weekend plans July 4th down the Keys. Sunday we can start seeing possibility of feeling the effects of Elsa. Thank you, Robert. Happy 4th to you, buddy. No hangover yet. This is an important graphic, and I always have that on my site. All right. So let me see. I opened a lot of stuff. So we should get the new 12Z spaghetti models. This was our tradition over the years. So here is a lot of stuff I had open. Where the heck is where did it go? Oh, Tropical Tidbits. All right. So let's see if the new 12Z models are updated yet. They should be, right? All right. So drum roll. These are your 6Z, 12Z. Boom! Look at that. It's like magic. David Copperfield. So you guys are chatting away. What's up? Big Pine P. All right, so here's your latest and greatest models. This is on tropicaltidbits.com. Levi, supporter. He appreciates all the support that all of our MWPs give back to him. So we share his stuff a lot. But here we go. So you know. Still looking at that bend. The important thing to note here is this: a lot of models are missing Hispaniola. You know, a fast-moving system around that high pressure is not going to do some crazy turn. So the models are pretty solid on this trajectory, at least for the next 2 days. And you can always see timestamps here too. Look, 24 hours, 48 hours. 72 hours. And if you're like me, you got to get out a calculator and look at that. But you know, let's start figuring out. So this technically is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, possibly. So we'll do that. Elsa su MT. Alright, so anyway, there's your latest and greatest spaghetti models. And, you know, we're still looking at this classic curve. You know, showed a lot last night. I mean, it just does not appear that the upper Gulf West, this isn't your storm. This thing is definitely being influenced by an approaching cold front. And now, so we talk a lot about the west coast of Florida here, but look, there's been a lot of models doing this too. So you got to remember, a small turn, a couple degrees, could make or break. There's Florida. I just drew Florida. So don't stop watching on the East Coast. This thing could get picked up quicker by the front. All right, so I'm going to show individual models now. That's what everybody loves to see. There's another shot of spaghetti models, by the way, if you want to see it. This is a good site. This has all the ensembles on it. And this one also has a Euro on it. Euro is this orange triangle. And the Euro is the most farthest outlier of them all. The Euro completely misses Florida. It goes over the Bahamas. It's a very weak system. The Euro is A, not predicting anything, and B, thinks it's going to get absorbed by the front and get beat up over the mountains. The Euro has definitely not been my favorite lately, but it's definitely one to show. So anyway, back to this graphic here shows the ensembles, which is the lighter grays, if you're ever wondering what that means. I also have a link here to Weather Nerds. You can take a look at the Weather Nerds ensembles here. These are your GFS and European ensembles. You can see what the latest there. Whoops, that wasn't it. Hey, I'm doing this remotely in a campsite in the middle of Florida where there's 5 bazillion flies. We went to a place called the Rural King, right? Which is that what it's called? It's like, it's awesome, but it is definitely southern. We got fly traps hanging everywhere, literally everywhere. I got one behind me. We got one by Julie. We got them outside. I don't know where that came from, but all right. So here's your GFS ensembles. These are our kind of all over the place. And note, almost all the ensembles here have it strengthening before the big question mark here. What happens? But so the GFS ensemble is keeping everybody on alert. But you can see the general path. Important to note here, though, there's not even any ensembles running for the Euro. The Euro is so unenthusiastic about this system. If we were only following the Euro, we wouldn't even be talking about anything right now. We'd be talking about puppies and... Oh, okay, it's not Southern. What's up, Whitney? Paul, you should buy pizza. I know we got to get duck supplies. Tractor Supply, yep. They sell guns, I know. I didn't see any Furman generators there, though. Alright, so let's look at individual model runs. So what are we talking about? Here's what we're talking about. This right here. And I tell you what, the wave behind it, I've been watching, looks pretty darn impressive. I don't really want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it. Look at this. The wave. So the reason I had the surface chart up earlier, this is Elsa right here. I love my little pin when it works. This is Elsa, and this is the new little guy behind that's not even being mentioned yet. And look, so July is like the new August, September. But what's happening here is this. The button isn't working. Close. Whatever, I just close right here. So where is my surface chart? Alright, so all the sow and dust that we're seeing come off of Africa has been, you know, on pace, very normal. But look at our monsoon trough here. The ITCZ line is dipping south, missing all that dust, and it's very interesting. It's allowing these waves to come, like they're like this is a cop, you know, here's a cop, and they're going around the cop. They're like speeding. It's like Smoking the Bandit. They're like taking a detour, hauling ass around it. But that's interesting. All right, and I want to show two more things here, then we'll go into the models. This is your water precipitable map. We'll leave this up here for a second. Right there, and look, you can see the moisture in the atmosphere really spinning very well. Here's our old Invest 95 wave. Here's our old wave, by the way, that we talked about a week ago in the Gulf. Just juicing things up there. There's our Invest 95. It's not an Invest anymore. There's our Elsa, but look what's coming in behind. Already starting to spin a little bit. You can see it starting to spin a little bit. So I suspect by 2 o'clock today we'll have a circle on this little guy, and we'll see. But it's definitely blobby. Another little shot here real quick before I shut it down. This is the dust map, and you can see the heavy concentration of sow has been on point. It's very normal this time of year to be pretty heavy like that. But these systems are far south, and let me stop it here. We'll go back. So that's a current look. So there's our new wave that's not even being discussed by anybody. There's Elsa, and 95 here is kind of clearing this stuff out for Elsa. So Elsa's going to enter in a little more favorable environment. There's really no more sow coming in, so once Elsa gets here, it'll have a little bit, you know, juicier skies. But this new wave is riding low, not being affected. It's kind of odd. We're seeing this dip here, so a little interesting to note. Another graphic I wanted to show real quick is the water vapor loop somewhere, and then we'll go into models. I promise. Just to show you what's happening on the big picture. And there you go. So there's there is the latest water vapor loop, and I will leave it up there, slow down a little bit. So this is Elsa, and this is the new wave behind it. Uh-oh. And then look at that. This is water vapor. Crazy, huh? Alright. This is Elsa, Jenny. Right here. This is Elsa right here. Elsa. Elsa. Right there. There's Elsa. Voila. Coffee time. Ashley Nagel. Yep. Sal is Saharan air layer. Believe it or not, dust comes from Africa and helps choke hurricanes, and it brings in dry air. Tropical systems need a moist. There's your favorite word of the day. Moist. Moist atmosphere, and if in the dry air of the Saharan desert actually helps take away that moist. It's kind of like deodorant, right? Or baby powder. Nobody's listening. Good morning, Janika. Windy, you're right. It's very juicy down there. So who knows about that new wave? I'll be home in time for the new wave. I'm debating on going home. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. Nothing. I can't do anything at home that I'm not doing here. So moist air. That's a good point. Somebody just brought up Andrew Brown. The only thing about that is it just, you know, old school, man. I remember over the years it always takes one system to pave the way for the next. It almost takes that first African wave to kind of like, it's a train. It's crazy, but they follow each other. They follow that Intertropics convergence zone line, which is so fascinating. But this Invest 95 kind of stole the show for a while, but what it did, it allowed Elsa to pop out of, you know, behind. But let's look at that Intertropics convergence zone. What are you laughing at?
Shelly's texted me.
Oh.
About moist.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so here's your tropics convergence zone. And it's just a line right here where the north winds meet the south winds. And it's really neat to watch because they actually help things get spinning. So here's Elsa. So Elsa's its own entity right now. So our new little guy behind, look at that, winds come in from the north, winds come in from the south, and it's like a top. They start spinning and we get spinach. And then this little guy breaks off and they become their own little low pressure systems. So it's fascinating, but the winds of the Intertropics convergence zone help, like a top, spin, you know. I can use this apple. Last night I had the apples in a different picture, but that's alright. But you take some and you spin it, you know, the winds from the north spin it, the bottom spin it, next thing you know, you got a little spinner. So it's fascinating. Alright, individual model time. Alright. Let's show the big bad GFS. Alright, so for you worst case scenarioers, the GFS has been the most aggressive of them all. And I love showing this map because it shows pressure. And pressure, this map helps show the steering currents as much as the strength of a storm. So, so here's tomorrow morning, Friday morning. We had some folks asking about the Virgin Islands, British American Virgin Islands, northern part of Lesser Antilles. You know, so far it appears it's going to be to the south. Again, this high pressure system is very strong and very clear that this thing's going to be going west-northwest. So this is tomorrow's GFS, and then let's just show you what goes on. This has been really consistent operational run here. So here's tomorrow afternoon, 991. Here's Saturday morning, 980s, starting to strengthen a little bit, and there's 980 tomorrow afternoon. This Saturday, Saturday afternoon. So tomorrow's Friday, I think. What day is today? Friday, Thursday. I don't even know. Today's Thursday. Vacation time. So here's Saturday, nearing the islands, or nearing Hispaniola and Jamaica's definitely, you know, I know we have a lot of folks in Jamaica, and this is definitely one to watch for you, because it seems like, other than the Euro, most of them have it going south here, and you know, this is Sunday, July the 4th, and we could be looking at a, you know, a hurricane nearing Jamaica here, according to GFS. GFS is the most aggressive of them all, but I'm showing it to you anyways. This is Sunday morning, and here we go. It does the classic. This is Monday morning. This is Monday morning on the GFS. Now at this point, we can start seeing squall lines already reaching South Florida Sunday night and Monday morning. 983, possible hurricane. And then we got that classic crossover here from Western Cuba, which is pretty flat, and you know, 973 on Tuesday starts soaking up that warm hot water, and here we go. Pull north, lingering front eats up the high, allows this thing to pull up and then turn. And Wednesday morning is here. Big bend. We start to see a big bend in our system. This is Wednesday afternoon, and there you go. So that's very consistent. So here's Wednesday morning on the 6Z GFS. Overnight GFS. Almost, you know, I'll be storm chasing. 979. Now let's just think about this, okay, real quick. One scenario out of a bazillion, but just remember what Ada did, Pinellas County, in November. You know, we get a system parked out there, you know, off the shore that comes north of Pinellas County, and when I say Pinellas, I mean Pasco, Manatee, Hillsborough. But remember, counterclockwise storm be pushing in a lot of water, and you know, this is the scenario that you don't want to see. So, you know, luckily nobody's showing 9, 30, 40, 50 millibars, so that's a good thing. If you're curious about what 979 could be, over here on the site, way down at the bottom, I got this graphic. I better start closing windows here before I blow my little poor laptop away. But just curiosity. This is an old school Saffir-Simpson scale, and they don't use pressure anymore for rating hurricanes. But the old scale 978 would be technically Category 2. So if you're curious what that could be, back to the GFS. That was okay. Then last night's 18Z run for Wednesday morning, same. So the GFS is extremely consistent. Extremely. It's like the last 5 or 6 runs has had it parked right there. So that's that. Now don't forget, listen, if this thing does, you know, if this thing does that, you know, we'll still have effects. This is Thursday morning. This thing's curving, and depending on, you know, if it does curve, you know, we're still looking at effects across the eastern coast there with, you know, surge and storm, squall lines, you know, everything that comes with tropical systems. We could see tropical effects, not only for, you know, but that's just the GFS. So we're done with the GFS. Now let's look at the other end of the spectrum, the Euro. The Euro is the most unaggressive. So the Euro is showing this. Levi's site updates every 24 hours, so it's we'll timestamp it. But here's Friday afternoon, 1008. It crosses pretty much right over top of Hispaniola. Weakens considerably. Saturday, you can't even see it. There's our front over the weekend, and it sucks it up fast. Boom, look at that. So the Euro's thinking this, faster moving, crossing over Hispaniola, and getting absorbed by the front here and taking off. So don't always believe one model. Look at all the models. So right now the Euro's throwing a wrench in things. Good wrench. Good wrench. Dale Earnhardt, good wrench. So I'll show you some more Euro stuff here in a second. So the Euro's saying zip nada. As a matter of fact, let's see what oh man, the site's big there. Let's take a look at what the current pressures are. We can look at, well, that thing's small. Public advisory pressure is 1,006. So the Euro is kind of got it right. It's got 1,008, 1,009. So Euro's a little higher on the initialization. All right, so let's go to the CMC. CMC model, kind of always in the middle. CMC model, here you go. Here's tomorrow morning, Friday morning. Here's Saturday morning, just south Haiti. Saturday morning on the CMC. Here's Sunday, a little higher north to Jamaica, Sunday morning. Here is Monday morning. Keeps it kind of weak, but still there. And does a little curve, a little bit over Shelly's house. This is Tuesday morning. And there's our curve out to sea, 997. So, you know, that's the main thing to take out of all this right now, is this curve is coming. Alright, so there's that. Now here is my favorite model, the HWRF. Let's see what the HWRF is showing. The HWRF last year did phenomenal with intensity. It initialized correctly, 1,007. So we have a slow strengthening here. These are all in tropical tidbits, by the way, in case you're wondering. Hunter. Here's the islands tomorrow morning, 985. So you know, if you're down there in the Lesser Antilles, Barbados, you know, pay attention to this thing, because the HWRF is showing it strengthen here in the next 24 hours. We'll have to see if that pans out or not. Pretty aggressive. It has it crossing into the big mountains now, 978. HWRF. This is the 6Z. Last night's 00Z had it farther south. So again, it's all about that location here, and what we're going to see as far as land. HWRF on the 00Z had it going through the Keys Monday, and does that curve here. So the latest 6Z on the HWRF, a tick to the north, crossing Cuba here. This would be Sunday morning, and keeps a little weak, got it beat up a little bit, and sloppy across Florida 999. Kind of like the CMC path, but you know, man, the picture is very clear what we're looking at here, I think. The 18Z, this is a 12Z. Why didn't we have an 18Z? But 12Z, HWRF, South Hispaniola, just missing Jamaica right there. That's Jamaica. And then crossing Western Cuba. So latest HMON. Now, HMON last year wasn't the best, but it seemed like when the HMON and HWRF were lined up, they were pretty accurate. Here's tomorrow morning, a little more realistic, 995 tomorrow, near the islands, deepening 989, 987. Stay south of Hispaniola, splits the gap right there with Jamaica. This is on Sunday morning, still 968, and then crossing Cuba, and this is Monday morning. More, this is actually Monday morning right here. Monday morning right here. Monday midday to Monday, and then Tuesday morning. So it's coming quick, man. If we get anything, there's gonna be a lot of people like, where'd that come from? Thank you, Eleanor. So I hate Sunday, July 4th. Then Monday we could be looking at a dang hurricane or tropical storm. Cutting into my drinking time. Alright. So all the operational runs are keeping it Florida eastward. Just putting it out there. We do have ensembles that say otherwise. So and we have operational models here that just came out. 12Zs just came out. And man, they're pretty cut and dry here. What the thinking is. So we'll see. It'll do a slowdown. Well, we're gonna have a slowdown coming on a turn, hauling ass for the next 2 days. High pressure erodes a little bit. Front comes down. This thing turns. A lot of hot water down there. I still think, in my opinion, I still think that NHC is a little conservative on their long-range outlook as far as strength goes. This is the current map, by the way, if you're just tuning in. This is your NHC cone of uncertainty. Tropical storm 2 a.m. Tuesday, right over top of Key West. So windshield wiper effect. Well, at this point, I think the big player could be, this is the worst case scenario because we got East Coast, West Coast, Panhandle all watching, 3 different Florida entities, if you will. And these things don't stop on a dime. They don't turn. They don't do this without a stop first. And there's really no high pressure blocking systems coming. So I think a slow turn around, a July front this time of year seems kind of odd. But that's going to be our steering mechanism. The Euro does. My buddy Dennis Phillips. Why am I getting? There we go. My buddy Dennis Phillips always told me that the Euro handles upper level winds the best. Now that might have been years ago because they didn't do too good last year, but we'll take a look at mid-levels here. That's not the one I want. I don't like that one. Those are too many colors. I like simplicity. Alright. So, according to Euro, over the weekend, there's our trough. This is Saturday, Sunday. And there's that weakness. Sunday. So depending on how strong that weakness is, our system, is going to feel that weakness and eventually turn. So the question is, where does it turn? And right now, nobody knows that answer. But we know it's hauling ass right now, and it takes a long time to slow down. So that to me means a slower turn, keeping obviously the Florida West Coast more on alert. GFS showing the same scenario here. The GFS just kind of talked about what I was just saying, that this forward speed is so fast that it's not going to feel that turn. It's going to take a later turn to feel that weakness. So there's our path, and yeah, so, you know, my opinion, everybody wants to hear what I have to say. So, let's look at long range, a couple things here real quick. I don't know if we can, I hate shear forecasts. Shear forecasts are always wrong to my opinion, but you know, there is this path of lower lighter shear currently out ahead. The upper so let me close some windows because I am absolutely eating up bandwidth here. I forget I'm not home. We'll just leave this one up. I'll leave this one up. See what you guys are saying. Maybe we'll close it with this little guy right here. So, yeah, hey, I understand Linda on the chasing, but I guarantee I'll be posting more than most. Yeah, Whitney, the shear is definitely being created. It's kind of creating its own shear as it's moving fastly to the west. You know how many times over the years I got east and west screwed up? Like every post I post east and not west. Shelly has to message me. I'll go, yeah, Elsa froze the feed. She's like, anyway, so early season, very rare to see early season major hurricane. The water conditions and atmosphere is definitely can sustain one. So it's not like the atmosphere is not possible. This is an experimental graphic, but it does show you where, you know, theoretically we could have a, you know, system around 910. The atmosphere is capable of it, and we could have major hurricane based on heat temperature too, or ocean or water temperature. So the Gulf and the Caribbean definitely can support something strong if that's what we're going to get. So we don't want to discount the fact that it's possible. But anyway, I think Facebook stopped. Darn it. Did this last night too. Alright, so I'm going to stop and start it, and we'll say our closing arguments. Because I think we're dead. I think that Elsa killed our feed. Okay, so let me. Hey everybody, we got kicked off Facebook. We went 41 minutes. So I'm gonna wait a minute and let everybody get back on. We're almost done. If you're just joining us, we talked 40 minutes and it's recorded live. So if you want to check the Daily Brew, we just got done, and this will be part two. Elsa froze me. Elsa put out a spell. She froze our account. And we're in Lake Wales, and guess what? It looks like it's freaking getting ready to rain again. So, alright, I'm going to wait a minute, let Facebook do its thing, then we'll say, we'll do a recap. How's that? Recaps are good. Alright, let me open up my chat, see if it opens up. let's see here. I got all kinds of live videos. I don't know where my live is video. I should be live. Alright. So apparently when we get an internet glitch, Facebook goes off, but YouTube continues, so. And we're back. Alright, cool. And you can hear me talk. Alright, so we're streaming good. Alright. Alright, so you didn't miss much. Listen, so this is our daily brew, 9:19 in the morning here on Mike's Weather page. We just went live. Talked about all the different scenarios with Elsa, everything going on in the world of tropics and Elsa. So you can always go back and check that out if you want. And get some good information, I hope. But anyway, so you know, we got Tropical Storm Elsa. It's moving very, 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 very fast. Bottom line, I'm going to try to do a little ending recap here. Moving very, very, very fast. There's a strong high pressure to the north. That's accelerating our system fast to the west. And it's going to slow down a little bit. There's an approaching front coming this weekend. It's going to turn. Big questions is how much land interaction is it going to get through the Caribbean over Hispaniola. A lot of the models are keeping it to the south, getting close to Jamaica. If it does do that, there's a lot of ocean heat content. There's a definite window of opportunity to be stronger than a tropical storm. You know, again, I think we could definitely be looking at a hurricane in the Caribbean. Timing is getting close for the weekend. You know, Sunday we could start feeling effects as early as Sunday night, Monday morning for the Keys. So if you got July 4th plans down there, definitely keep this in mind. Keep a close watch on things. Yeah, so in the, you know, meantime, we got tropical storm warnings up for the islands here. It looks like it's hauling butt. It's not going to do any crazy turns in the short term, that's for sure. It's going to slow down a little bit. We're going to get that slow turn to the north. GFS has been the most aggressive model, and HWRF's been kind of aggressive. We know the HWRF did very good. The Icon last year did very good. It's not showing much with this system, so you know, I posted this earlier today off the Tropical Tidbits. All your models from overnight, you can see here the GFS. Let me pull this up here a little better and make it smaller so we can see it. And there we go. So there's that. All right, so GFS has been the most aggressive, trending. We should be back now. I wonder why Facebook is doing this. I don't think it's me. Somebody else said they've been having problems because we're not having any issue on YouTube. I think they might be doing a little more problems. Let's see. Let's see if it pops back on here. I don't know why Facebook. Seems like, there we go. We're back again. Trying to keep. Oh well. It ended. Oh well. Everybody's saying Facebook was having little issues today, so bummer. But anyway, I covered most of it. If you're hanging on to YouTube, cool. We'll be doing another one here this afternoon, I'm sure, covering things. So that's it. That's a wrap. I don't know if I'm streaming or not. I feel like I'm talking to flies. We have flies in Lake Wales. Alright, well, I'm going to go check up on things now and do some posts. So we will see you later, alligator.